Welcome to the new Meeting House Collaborative Dashboard. I am so excited to share this new resource with all of you. It's been a really long journey to find a partner that can support all of the functionality that we need to truly support you. We found that partner in ShipTurtle. This company has already proven that they will work with us. They're available for issues and troubleshooting, and they are even working on enhancements for us. I'm excited about where this can go. For now, we have some great new enhancements to share with you. The most exciting is that now you are able to print your own shipping label as soon as you get your order. You don't have to wait for an email from us. This is great for us and for you. You will also be able to be paid much more quickly. We're going to roll that out in another couple of months. So for now, we'll all enjoy being able to print our shipping labels as soon as we get our orders. I truly appreciate your partnership with us as we work toward our goal and our mission of getting herbs into the hands of folks who need them. Here is how to log in. If you're watching this video, chances are good you've received an email with your username and password for our new Farmers Dashboard. The email will be from Meeting House Farm, and it should be titled, Welcome to the Farmers Dashboard. In the email, we have a few pieces of very important information. Here at the beginning of the email, you will have a username and a password. These are generated by our system, and once you log in for the first time, you can change them at Settings, Users, and Permissions. You will use this username and password at farmers.meetinghouse.farm, which is your new dashboard. So bookmark this page. We also have videos on adding a product and filling an order. Those are also housed on the dashboard once we log in, or you can refer back to this email to get the videos. If at any time you run into a problem or you have questions, feel free to reach out at farmers@meetinghouse.farm. We are here to help. We look forward to this transition with you. We're removing the old system on February 28th. Let's log in. Here is our new login screen. You'll want to enter your username from that email and your password. Then just click Login. Here's your video. You can just click this little button, and this will take you through how to fulfill an order and how to add a product. There's also some written documentation on the same right here. Here on your dashboard screen, beyond the video of instruction, let me show you a few other highlights. First, you can search by date to see your total sales. You can also see your earnings on those sales and what your payout will be in the future. This is all important for us because part of why we are working together is so that we can all live abundantly while we are doing what we love. And in this case, that's growing herbs. You can see your sales trends and even some order trends. You can also change your settings. So over here on the left, we have a place where we can look at orders. That will be gone over in a later video. Adding products, another video. Payouts, yet another video. And settings. In settings, you can change your password. Your username will stay. So under settings, you can hit vendor profile, users and permissions. You can see your own username and you can edit this. By clicking change password, you can change your password here. You could also do it at a different location. Under general settings, you can change your password here. Just click save. And of course, if you have any issues, please email us at farmers@meetinghouse.farm. Thanks for watching.
Today we're going to be going over how to add a product step by step. So right now we're at our vendor dashboard, and if we go on over to the left-hand side, we can see this tab that says Products. If we click on that, go down to Add Products, then you're brought to this screen that you can entirely customize. So for this example, I'm going to be adding a product. We're going to be adding our herb white pine. This will have your vendor name here, and then you can choose the category that fits best for you. It can be anything from your value-added products, dried herbs, dried mushrooms, anything like that. So I'm going to click dried herbs. This status can show what the customer sees. So if it's in draft, they won't see it. If it's active, they will. Here's where you would add your tags. I would implore you to add anything that fits your product best, from location to descriptors. So white pine, you can do Maine, if that's where you're growing. Other things that include how you grow, regenerative, organic, things like that. Now, here's where you'll add your description. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to add my white pine description. And it really helps if you put the scientific name, because there are a lot of common names sometimes for some plants. So putting the scientific name helps the customer see what it is they're actually buying. Now we can go into here where we talk about our pricing, inventory, and variants. So let's say you do have variants. You can click on that, and it gives you all these options to add sizes, colors, and materials. If you don't, that's totally okay, and you can just go down to filling out the rest as normal. One thing to keep in mind as you're putting in variants or no variants is to put in the weight in the description. So if, let's say, you have a tea blend that has no variants, if it's 1 ounce, put that right in the description. So for this example, I'm going to click variants, and I'm going to put in my sizes. So we're going to have 1 ounce, 4 ounces, and 16-ounce options. Now, for these prices here, you can put in your quantity, price, compare at price, but the most important ones here are your quantity and your overall price. So I'm going to go in and say that I have 10 of each. And this price can vary. You can choose however you'd like to price your products. Right now, I'm just going to go in and put some prices in. These are not actually, applicable if you are trying to sell white pine. If you would like actual pricing, please let us know. Now, the cost per item and the compare at price, again, things you don't have to worry about. Merchant and vendor remarks, if you'd like, you can add something about shipping or return policy. So let's say you ship only on Wednesdays. You can put that in there. Let's say you also do not accept returns. You can also put that in there. All right, now we go back up and we look at our images, which is really wonderful because you can customize all the different angles and perspectives you'd like to have of your product. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go add our white pine photo. And again, for your products, ideally having more than one is a really good standard to have. So now that all of this is filled out, one thing that you can do is, if you really want to go down and edit your variants, you can individually choose the image for each variant, 1 ounce, 4 ounce, 16 ounces, or however you put that. You can add your quantity. SKU is something that we do very much encourage. It helps you figure out and manage your inventory. And it also helps us when we're sending and dividing up shipping labels for you on your end. So I'm just going to go and put in this barcode. You don't have to. Now, this is super important here. Track quantity. You are going to want to track your quantity unless, you have something that you don't mind selling completely out of and having a negative amount that you will be able to fill later. But this is really important. Continue selling out of stock. Now that's what I'm just talking about, where you can go in, you can continue selling if you like. We don't really much here on our end. Now, charging tax on your product. This is entirely state dependent and also product dependent. So if you have something that is a value added product, not necessarily a dried herb or dried tea, you're going to want to charge taxes if you are coming from a state that does charge taxes. Like, for example, New Hampshire does not have taxes. You won't have to click that off if you're coming from New Hampshire. All right, and now your package weight and dimension. Overall, if you have the length, width, and height, this is less important as the weight itself. So putting this in is incredibly important. So for each variant, right, this is the 1 ounce. I'm going to put 1 ounce. Now, if I want to put in the package weight and dimension, I can. However, we do send mailing bags to all of our Herbal Marketplace members, and those have predetermined sizes if you choose to use those. So I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to go down and hit save changes. Great. See new product added successfully, product status active, channel Shopify, dried herbs, and then this will be coming up in a moment. All right. That is what we have today for adding a product. And again, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help whenever you need. Welcome to the video of how to ship an order step by step. Right now, we're viewing our Marketplace dashboard. If we go over to the left-hand side of the screen, you can see this tab that says Orders. If I click on that, the drop-down menu shows this tab called Forward Order. I'm going to click on that. Now, the page that comes up will be any and all orders that are currently awaiting fulfillment. So for this test, we have a new order. Woohoo! White Pine. As you can tell, it's one product and one item, and it's going to this customer. You can also see the payment right now, how much was paid, how much you will be paid out. If you're curious to go into extra details about the order, you can go ahead and click this here, which corresponds to the order number. That'll bring up any other additional information that you wish to see, including the quantity. So if we go back, we can go over here to fulfillment details. Now you can go ahead and put in your own custom packaging if you have a value-added product that has its own separate box. But if you're shipping with our Meeting House Collaborative mailing bags, we have all that preset. So you can go to here and select the bag that fits your product. I'm going to click the small shipping bag and hit confirm. Great, that autofills right in. And the next tab underneath that is the weight. So this would be 0.06 pounds, which is 1 ounce. The next step is to select the shipper. Now, this is important where we always encourage to select the cheapest option. All of the shipping is going to be billed to the customer itself, so you don't have to worry about that. So as we can see here, this is the cheapest option. Amazing. Now, once we have all of that filled in, we can go ahead and click Generate Label. Now, you might be confused or wondering what these tabs over here can do. Now, if you don't generate the label, you can actually confirm or hold your order if you need to wait to fulfill it, or you can email this order to yourself as a reminder. So I'm going to go ahead and click Generate Label. And as that waits, you'll see that this order has now been moved, which is great. So if we go all the way down, we click on all orders, we can see that again. And that, everything here within the first tab under fulfillment details shows us the shipping label, how it's being shipped, and the order status. If you click on this number here, that will bring you
to this USPS Ground Advantage shipping label, which was purchased. Now, if we go back to the other tab, we can see that you can actually mark this as hold or delivered if you choose, but again, that is going to be automatic once it actually is delivered and USPS registers that. Amazing. So while that's all being taken care of, you can go back to your dashboard, check out anything else you'd like to see in terms of your total sales, returns, earnings, and how much you're projected to receive. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to let us know or email farmers@meetinghouse.farm.